To our first video and our first review of the weekend's racing. So what we're going to do in this one, I want to go through one race in particular that happened on a Thursday, which could have a big implication on the Irish Gold Cup. So we'll go through that. We'll go through Haydock's card of a Saturday and Leopardstown one that happened yesterday. So I want to start off talking about Sizing John, a horse that I really like since the day he won his maiden hurdle. He ran up against Sub-Lieutenant, who has unbelievable form in the book. He's form that ties in with Outlander, who won the Lexus a few weeks ago. He stepped up to 2.5 miles for the first time, and he won this race quite cosily. His form ties in with Duvan. He's been sick and death of looking at Duvan's arse. So he's 7 times second to Duvan. So if Duvan wasn't around, this horse would be 7-time Grade 1 winner. Take that into account and take into the fact that he actually stayed that trip very easily. To step up to 3 miles in the Irish Gold Cup, I can see this fella winning it and coming out with a big challenge in the Gold Cup. He has the class, he has the engine, he has that kick. I think this fella could be very special. But saying that, right now he's 8-1 for the Irish Gold Cup, and that's an each way bet to nothing, I think. So I'm going to be getting on that very soon before the word gets around that he's definitely going for it. Jessica Harrington yesterday said he's more than likely going to go for that and then take a crack at the Gold Cup and see what happens. So that says 8-1 for the Irish Gold Cup, and he's around, I think he's around 20s, 25-1 for the Shetland. I'll just check there now. So as I said, if Duvan wasn't around, he'd probably rated the best 2 mile chaser we've seen in a long time. So I think he's 16-1 for the Gold Cup. I think he's a cracking bet. So, all in all, Sizing John, my each way bet for the Irish Gold Cup at 8-1. So then we are on to Haydock. Since Ascot got called off, all the action was focused on Haydock. So we had the likes of Talk Horse Alarai going up to make his Gold Cup credentials. The big Talk Horse from Tizard Chart. Then we had the new one, Lammy Surge, Bristol and Moy. So we start with the Peter Marsh. So this race was absolutely dominated by the talk of Alarai, and he just, for whatever reason, I think it's that French form, the French fences, all that combined into one. I seen him jump the first fence and he left his hind legs behind and he ploughed through it. You get away with that in France because they're very soft fences over there. So I think that knocked the stuffing out of him. Aidan Coleman took him back to try get himself into the rim, and he was just gone from the start. So that left Bristol and Moy just absolutely tanked through the race. Jumped from fence to fence. Dal Jacob was pulling double coming around the bend, and he just let him go and he won by 20 odd lengths, and it was very impressive. Saying that though, I don't think he'll have a say in the Gold Cup. He's not going to get the privilege of sitting up handy in front of a native river in that race. So if I owned him, I'd go Ryanair or 4 miler. I think he's a perfect horse for 4 miler. He'll travel, he'll jump, he has that kick at the end. So if I owned him, I'd go 4 miler. But that's not for me to worry about. So then we'll go on to the Champion Hurdle Trial. So this was between Lammy, Surge and the new one in the betting. This was a race, it was very messy. New one jumped out to his right as usual, ploughed through a few. Lammy, Surge travelled like a travelly thing as he always does and doesn't really find that off the rival. Clyde travelled through this very well. Looked like he had one jump the last, but the new one's class told at the end. As I've said for the last 2 years to all my friends, this horse is not a champion hurdle horse. He cannot jump at that speed. he's a world hurdle horse. If he runs in that, he nearly wins it. That half speed that they go around the world hurdle suits him down to the ground, and I can see him winning the world hurdle one of these days. Nigel Tristan Davis has this in his head. This horse is a champion hurdle horse. Faugheen turns up, he doesn't win. Annie Perr turns up, he doesn't win. Yanmar turns up, he doesn't win. Pesci Mouchoir turns up, he doesn't win. Why waste your time trying to run a 3 mile horse over 2 miles? It's the same, like, I know it's a big difference, but Tissacrack got beaten in the Imperial Cup over 2 miles. Now look at him. Take a chance. What's the worst going to happen? So he'll probably end up with champion hurdle, which he has no hope in hell of winning. And Lamley Surge, God only knows what. He seems like a tripless horse. He's not fast enough for 2 miles. He doesn't stay 2-4. He could get in a handicap or he'll be carrying top weight, but I don't know where they're going to go with him. So that's the champion hurdle trial at Haydock. He's take out after the new one, should be going world hurdle, plain and simple. Like, that's all I want to know about that. So then we had the Supreme Novice trial. So that was this performance out of Neon Wolf impressed me no end. He travelled, he jumped, he jumped the last acceleration was so impressive. And I was listening to the interview with Noel Feely after, he said this very impressive horse, this could go to the top of the ranks. So he was, I think he was 16, he was 18 to 1 before the race went off, and now he's 8 to 1, joint second favourite. If he turns up in this, he could be the horse you all have to beat. It's either he's going Supreme Novice or the Neptune, where he's 10 to 1 for the Neptune. So I'd go Supreme because it looks such an open race that if he travels and jumps the way he does around Cheltenham, he have a great chance of winning that. But we'll get on to that. We go through all them races on our Cheltenham preview, which will be coming up soon. So keep an eye out for that as well. Well, we had the 2.5 mile Novice Chase with Paul Nicholls' next big team, Politolog. But another Northern horse waiting patiently put him in his place. I think Politolog season is going the way it went last year. Won his first race up, he was going touted for every hurdle race going at Cheltenham. Then his season just fell apart from taking on better horses, and he just doesn't seem to be able to hack it with him. Jumped 2 out, looked like he was in control, jumped the last, looked like he was in control and just floundered, and Waition Paisley went past him. I don't think anything out of that race is going to have an impact at Cheltenham whatsoever. Malcolm Jefferson said Waiting Paisley will only run at Cheltenham if the ground is soft to heavy, and 90% of the time you will not get that at Cheltenham. So that's saying from Haydock, take out the new one, Stayers Hurdle. Neon Wolf, very good bet for whatever you run, Supreme or Neptune. Bristol May, very impressive performance, but I just think he lacks that top quality for the grade one. So I'd aim 4 miler. If you get a price in 4 miler with non-runner money back, I'd have a chance with him now. So that's Haydock out of the way. So now we go Leopardstown. Right, Leopardstown was the return of Jeski. So I was very interested to watch this. But the market didn't speak great from the start. He opened up odds on, went off 5 to 4 favourite, and he won like an odds on shot. He won like a 1 to 4 shot. Came there cruising around, jumped the last, up the inside, and he was gone. So the talent is still there, he's still well able for us. So Jessica Harrington said after that race he's going for the Red Mills Hurdle at Gorham Park. The week of the 2 now. That would be the 11th, I think. He's going there on the 11th. And with Jessica in that World Hurdle, 100% going, according to Jessica Harrington anyway. So if the new one and Jesky turn up in that, could be one of the races, I mean. So I take 8-1 Jesky right now for the World Hurdle. And from that, we'll go to Leopardstown on Sunday. Now on to Sunday, Leopardstown. So this was when York Hill was going to cement his place at the top of the JLT market. He won easy, wasn't a great performance, but look, that's York Hill. He always did it. He did it last year on the run up to Shetland. It wasn't impressive, he just did the job. Willie Mullins is a master at doing this. He's done it loads of times around Christmas, around January. Remember when Doovan nearly got bet at it was actually at Leopardstown Christmas meeting. He only got up with the dying strides of the post. Went off 3-1 favourite Supreme Novice, absolutely destroyed him, never looked back. Faheen last year got bet by Nicholas Canyon. Same thing, next race turned the form around easily. So I think this has the same thing written all over. 6-5 for a JLT now. I think he's one of the certainties of the meeting. He's not going to go off 6-5, he's going to go off odds on if nothing else turns up for it. So actually I want to take something else out of that race. Jessica Harrington's Jet. Half brother to Jesky. He looks like a horse is going to be aimed at a Punchestown Festival handicap. So keep an eye on him, take a note from him, because this is going to be another Jessica Harrington job for Punchestown. So next we're going to go on to the core handicap chase. This was the one that Atwa Phil won, and our selection that day was Stellar Nation. I was beating a snot, I'd say. So Stellar Nation jumped out, made most, jumped the second last, look in the troll, jumped the last, looked like he had the race won. So 50 yards out, the legs started shortening, and outside I seen this white Jigginstown cap coming tearing down, and it wasn't Atwa Phil. He looked, going on that performance, he still looks well handicapped, even if he goes up 7-8 pounds. So I still think though he's that bit off grade 1 level, so I'd top weight off a handicap at Cheltenham. I think he could have a big say in one of them. But also out of that race, Ruby's mount, Rolly Baby, travelled very, very sweetly through the whole thing. He jumped the second last upside Stellar Nation, but he didn't go with him. He stayed on at the same pace, but he stayed on very stoutly. So I think a step up to 3 miles suit him perfectly. So you could get him a lovely price at one of the festivals, and he could pop up, because he's been off the track for so long, but they've always held him in high regard. So keep an eye on him. Rolly Baby, his name is. So next we go to the handicap hurdle, the Corl handicap hurdle, which our outsider won that day, Oscar Sam. It was a very straightforward performance. Track leaders came challenging 2 out, jumped the last in the lead and kicked on. He went up 30 odd pounds since he joined Jessica Harrington. I think he'll go up another 6-7 pounds for that. But he still looks like he's a horse improving at a rate of knots. So it's another Jessica Harrington handicap horse is going to be aimed at something that he's going to actually run very, very well in at a big price. Could actually win. So I keep an eye out for him. I see what he's entered in when the declarations come out, and I'll put up what I think is the best route for him and what the best price is. So what we're taking out of the Sunday, York Hill, probably certainly for Cheltenham. Atwa Phil, handicap. Stellar Nation, he's going to go up another couple of pounds, but he ran a very good race again. I'd say he won't go to, I doubt he'll go to Cheltenham. I'd say he'll hold on to him for Punchestown. He'll get off. He'll have a big weight, but if he's kept fresh, kept away from Cheltenham, he'll have the edge over Cheltenham horses that will come back over. And also Rolly Baby, Ruby's mount, that came third, I think. So keep an eye out for them. There are 3 horses to take out that race, the first, second and third. I know it's not original, but they were the ones that were eye catching. And then Oscar Sam, I'll keep an eye out what he's entered in and what prices he's going to be. So keep an eye on them. So I just have a bit of news that was actually broke today about Altior. He's not running in the Clarence House at Cheltenham this weekend. He's going for the Gain Spirit at Newbury. So if you see any nice prices from Paddy Power or whoever for Altior for the Clarence House, you know exactly why he's that price, because he's not running in it. He's going straight to the Gain Spirit, 100%. Also out of Gordon Elliott today, Apples Jade is going to be entered for the same race as Annie Power at Punchestown next month. That's the 22nd of February at Punchestown. So that's going to have Annie Power against Apples Jade. So if you fancy Annie Power to win the champion hurdle, get on her now, because if she trounces Apples Jade, she's not going to be 5-1 for a champion hurdle. With Paddy Power, it's not run our money back already on the championship races, so I'd take the price right now and hope for the best. But she's also 2-1 for the mares, but I think if Annie Power and Faugheen turn up, they're going to have to leave and race against each other. Faugheen to retain his crown and Annie Power to defend it. But sure, look, they've so many guns to fire, so many races. God only knows what Rich Ritchie's going to do. He might leave till the last minute, like last year with the tour. That's for another day. So that's all the news so far this week. I'll have another update on Wednesday from news, but also I'll have a run through of the race card for the Tyestes meeting at Gower Park on Thursday. So again, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again on Wednesday.